Good morning. It's Tuesday, January 20th. Let's do a little nutshell news. In a communication with Norway's Prime Minister, Trump has stated that he is going to continue with his Greenland takeover bid, partly and mainly because he did not get the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, take 4. Donald Trump has invited Vladimir Putin to join his Board of Peace for Gaza, the Kremlin says. A lot of dictators being invited onto that board. By the way, Putin and the Iranians are best buddies, and the Iranians are at odds with Israel. Israel is not happy about this. The U.S. has deployed military aircraft to Greenland for what they say is long-planned and routine military activities. We do still have a base on Greenland. An article that's interesting not because of its content, but because of who's covering it this morning, and my news is coming out of Ground News. This article is entitled, U.S. Tariff Costs Are Largely Passed to American Buyers. What's interesting is that story is being equally covered by the left, the right, and centrist media news sources. That's what Ground News does. It offers you a perspective on which newspapers, left, right, center leaning, are offering what stories, and you can see the bias that way. So for the first time in many months, the right and the left agree the tariffs cost Americans money. On Sunday, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents forced open Scott Howe's St. Paul East Side home and detained him at gunpoint without a warrant and led him outside in his underwear. Tricia McLaughlin wrote on X that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security said ICE sought 2 convicted sex offenders believed to live at the address. Okay, that's fine. But in the United States, you get a warrant and the police go and they arrest the individuals. They don't just knock doors down and drag people out at, what time was this? 2:30 in the morning? So there is video of the ICE agents in military gear preventing Thao from retrieving his ID. They handcuffed him and they drove him about for an hour in an ICE vehicle before returning him home without an apology. And the Trump administration has appealed the limits placed on ICE agents towards Minnesota protesters that a judge put in place last week. The White House is secretly and quietly rebuilding the bunker under the East Wing demolition site. There's a 3rd death in 44 days reported in an ICE detention camp in Texas. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, comment, share.